It's just begun. Racing together, we're having fun. Racing together, having fun. In the pit lane, the engines roar. Driving GT3, we crave for more. Season 1's electric, the thrilling nights. Racing hearts under the floodlit nights. Adrenaline rush, we're breaking free. Side by side, it's you and me. This race has begun. We're chasing victory, fueled by the dream. And we're united still, we're a winning team. Drifting through curves, feeling alive. Every lap's a battle, we strive to survive. With the crew behind, we're setting the pace. We know we stand in this fierce race. Raise your flags, let the world see. Together we race, united in harmony. Oh, we're trying.
All right, USRA, United Sim Racing Association is back for your round 3 here at Road Atlanta. Welcome, everyone. Certainly appreciate you joining in here on the American Racing Network. I am your broadcaster, as always, John Ross, here in the booth to spend about 65 minutes with you tonight as we take on this Road Atlanta track, and we're going to have a few little things to talk about here tonight. Not only are we going to talk about the points, you should have seen that there in the intro, but we'll cover it again. We're going to talk about some scheduling things as we are now on race 3 of 10 for this inaugural season here at USRA. And then we're going to talk about this track here at Road Atlanta. 74 degrees. This track is about 2.5 miles in length. The track temp's about 84 degrees, so it's going to have some grip in it. But we have some drafting that's going to happen here in these GT3s. We've got splits in the Pro Series. We've got splits in the AM Series. We're going to separate those drivers out here on the timing tower for you tonight on the left-hand side. Got a lot of things going on, so we certainly appreciate everybody out there in YouTube, everybody out there on Twitch that are watching us. Please drop a like. We certainly appreciate that. And as always, if you would like for us to highlight a driver, you can certainly do that. Just throw a message in the chat there, and we will be able to talk to you about that. So let's get this track map off of the screen, and then we're going to go on to our points display. As we've seen Ernie Francis Jr. coming out in this Pro Series, really having a fantastic start to this season, and he's going to be 763 points. Michael Hickman's going to be in second with 648, and then Jeff Perchowski's going to be there at 628 in third position. In the AM class, we've got Aikman still holding on to that lead there at 6:08, and we've got Christian Proctor at 6:84 and Mark Samancic there at 6:78, rounding out your top 3 drivers in that AM class. So as you can see, folks, in this GT3, we do have a separation here in the Pro Series and the AM Series. We're going to try to show that for you all the way throughout tonight as we get through the qualifying rounds and all of that. So as always, that is your points, but let's pop up your schedule. As you can see here, we are coming to Road Atlanta. Next week, we are going to be at Road America. So make sure you tune in for that there on June the 5th. Same time, same place here on the American Racing Network. We're going to be showing that for you as well. So now we're going to see if we can hide that. And we are going to get a little bit more information for you on how we are doing here tonight. As you can see, right now we've had about 13 and a half minutes on the 15-minute qualifying run. And as you can see now, folks, on the top left-hand corner, we have a little bit different look for you tonight. So we are going to separate these drivers out in the Pro Series and the AM Series. Spent a lot of time, and the owners, league owners here, Trevor Miles, putting a ton of time in, trying to get this thing right for you. So we have these separated out. Now, this might not necessarily be how they are running on the track in the overall position, but this will be how they are running in their class. So you can see the Pro Series there. Right now, your leader in the clubhouse is going to be Michael Hickman with a 1:18.905. Ben Lawrence is going to be second with an 18.925. Miles with an 18.967, and Ernie Francis Jr. is going to round that out just shy of an 18 there at 19.037. In the AM division, Zachary Garrison is going to come in at a 19.329. Mark Samancic is going to come in at a 19.357, and Christian Proctor with a fantastic run. You're going to notice him as that Scooby-Doo car. He is going to come in here at third at a 19.364. So a lot of information. We're going to have Ernie Francis Jr. starting in fourth. That is your points leader in that pro division. So look for him to start coming forward. Jeff Perchowski has put together some fantastic runs. He's going to start in seventh tonight. So he's going to try to make his way forward. If we go over to the AM division, Mark Samancic has put together some fantastic qualifying runs and some runs all the way throughout this field in the first couple of weeks. So look for him. Zachary Garrison, fantastic drive there in the qualifying position. So let's see if we can go into qualifying. We're going to show these results here. If we can pop this up, and that is what we're going to do. So everybody there in red is going to be your pro division. Everyone in the gray is going to be your AM division. So again, Hickman, Lawrence, Gilsinger, Francis, and O'Neill are going to round out your top five. Garrison, Samancic, Proctor, Crawford is going to be through ninth. Moskowitz, Perchowski is going to be 10th and 11th. Howard, Manuel, and Aikman are going to be 12th, 13th, 14th. Rory, Carson, Angel, and Noah are going to round out your top 18. So we're going to move on through. Let's see if we can just spin this on down. So rounding out your 21 drivers that's going to take the green flag tonight, that's going to be Robert White, Wes, and then Kurt is going to come all the way through from 21st. So look for Wes and Kurt to make some fantastic moves as we go through the night. All right, let's see if we can kill this intro. You see the qualifying. We're going to hide that thing. We're going to see if we can get over here to Michael Hickman, and we are going to bring you quite a few camera angles as we go through the night. You can see those drivers. They are flashing the lights here. They want to get crazy. They want to see what they can do here at this racetrack tonight. 65 minutes of racing. As you can see, everyone is ready to go. As always, we're going to have the top left-hand corner are going to be your standings, but at the bottom right, we are going to show you some battle box, and we are also going to keep our eyes on what is going on in the sim from a weather standpoint. So you can see right now we are still 75 degrees and that track temperature is 89 degrees. So even a little hotter than what it was in the qualifying here. So we're going to keep our eye on that as we go throughout the night. And another cool thing that we're going to bring you tonight is going to be a dashboard. We're going to look at where we are at from a mile per hour standpoint, gearing standpoint, as we go through these turns tonight. So be on the lookout for that. So in the chat, we've already got Jeff Perchowski in the chat saying, let's go, John. And then Brian Peters in saying, let's go. I believe that's Terry Crawford. And then Felipe, it says, let's go, Ben Lawrence. As now, already we are going to get ourselves set up to go green as we have this short parade lap. And now you can see already we are going green. And now we already have a driver out in the wall, I believe. We're going to go back and take a look at that. I think that's Noah Zimmerman off track. Let's see if we can pop up your battle box, folks, and show these drivers here. We are going to hide that dashboard as we look now. Ben Lawrence is going to take off, get out into that lead. Michael Hickman is going to be a second. Now coming into this sharp right-hand turn, you're going to see there's going to be another quick right-hand turn here. This is a huge draft section for this track here. As you can see, these drivers really close to each other. So there's going to be a lot of passes coming down this long stretch as they're going to have a heavy braking zone and they're going to make this left-handed turn. Brian again saying, let's go, Crawl Daddy. So Brian, we're going to keep an eye on him throughout the night. As you can see, you're going to see always those lap times there beside of the names of the drivers, and then over to the right-hand side, you're going to see what they turned that last lap, and then always right there in the center, you're going to see their interval. So make sure that you keep your eyes on that. We do show Tyler Crawford already off track. So Brian, let's see if we can go back real quick, take a look, see what happened. Looks like he's just going to get all four tires off into the grass. Doesn't look like he's going to make that back onto the track without any problems. So we'll keep an eye on him throughout this race. Again, we're going to go right back up here. Ben Lawrence is going to take your lead. Now he's going to miss that chicane. He's going to hit that bump stop, that little curb there, and that's going to get him loose, get him off into the grass. Now Michael Hickman's going to have this hard right-hander. He's going to be in the prime position, put him in first. That little bobble from Ben, he has been so fast throughout these races. Just getting that little bobble, that's going to put Ernie Francis Jr., who is now in third, right on the back end of Ben, going down this straightaway. So now draft is going to come into play. Will Ernie try to make a move here? It does look like he's going to settle in line. He's not going to try to overbreak it. Ben's now going to protect that inside. Hickman did not protect the inside, but Ben was giving him plenty of room there. Ernie Francis Jr. all over the back end of Ben Lawrence right now. As you can see, those pro drivers in the red, first, second, third there, and even fourth on the track. As all four of these drivers underneath of a blanket here. Going purple on the track last lap. As you can see, folks, there in purple was Miles. Miles with a 119, 181, faster than any other driver so far today. So keep an eye out for that silver vet there. Again, we're going to have this double right-hander, another hard right-hand turn here. Oh, we show a crash by Robert White. Let's see if we can go back and take a look, see what happened to Robert. Is just going to get loose under braking. Again, same story with these GT3s. Just seem like under heavy braking, those drivers just getting a little bit loose. A little bit more spread out now here in the top four. Hickman doing a fantastic job staying out in front. Ben Lawrence with that little bobble early, able to hang on to second position. Ernie Francis Jr. still chewing on the back end of that BMW. And don't forget Miles Gilsinger right behind those drivers here in fourth. Jeff Berchowski again making his way through the field. He is one of your bigger movers. Don't look now, but Wade Moskowitz has made his way up to 6th position on the field. That is up 4 spots from where he started. Again, looks like Hickman is starting to spread out just a little bit. He's getting a little gap between him and Lawrence. Ernie Francis Jr., your winner of the first 2 races, not to be denied. He is sitting right back there in 3rd position, learning as he goes, learning as he runs this track. Starting to get a bit faster and a bit faster every single lap. Now Christian Proctor in the AM Series going purple last lap at a 1:19.718. Mark Szymanczyk is behind in 2nd position, about 2 seconds off of Christian right now. Again, Ben Lawrence is going to take that defensive line. Coming down that long, hard break. Oh, now Ernie Francis looking to the inside, to the right-hand side now of Ben. Forcing his way in there. It does look like he's going to be able to get that. Now Miles, right there on the outside, he's going to get by Ernie. Now he's going to take the right-hand side of Ben with a fantastic drive by Miles. He's going to take that just a little wide. Now Ernie's going to come back to the right-hand side and make that pass. Don't look now, but we've got another driver here in Trevor O'Neill joining this top 5 group. Holy smokes, Michael Hickman starting to walk away from these other 4 drivers right here, 2nd through 5th position. But we have a barn burner going on. Ernie trying to make that move, been able to hang on. Miles being able to make that pass on Ernie. Ernie coming back on him. And we have a race on our hands. Now Miles able to settle in. Got a little bit of a blinking issue. Trevor O'Neill right behind Miles. These are your closest battles. We're going to go right back here and take a look at Christian Proctor. Christian is in that draft of Wade Moskowitz. He is going to be your very first AM driver. As you can see, you're there on the left-hand side. Christian really showed a ton of pace last week at Long Beach. He is doing that again here at Road Atlanta. And we're going to go back up here and look because Miles now still working on Ernie Francis Jr. Trevor's going to be right behind him trying to give him a little bit of draft. They cannot get that pass done. Ernie's going to defend extremely well. That's going to allow Ben Lawrence to get out just a little bit. While this is going on, Michael Hickman has started to walk away, folks. He is now 2.8 seconds above and in front here of this BMW of Hickman. Jeff Berchowski now trying to make this move. One of your pro drivers started further back in the pack. Oh, and he is going to hit the back end of Christian Proctor. Christian Proctor is going to get hard into the wall. We're going to go back and take a look at this. And there it is. That might have been just a bit of netcode. Christian's going to be able to spin that car around and get back on the track. He's going to have to almost K-turn that thing. Oh, pretty heavy damage to the front end of Christian Proctor as those two drivers coming together. Man, let's see if we can get right back here up front. Jeff Berchowski now able to move forward. He's going to be 7th on the grid, 7th in your pro division. That is going to put Mark Szymanczyk there in 1st. My goodness, what a change for Christian Proctor. Christian's going to fall all the way back to 11th position. Let's see if we can find out what happened to Trevor. Trevor just under heavy braking, just trying to avoid the back end of Miles in that Corvette, is going to take that thing off track. So all right. Let's go right back here. We're going to take a look at Mr. Aikman. Aikman really starting to push himself forward. He is fourth in your AM division. He is trying to hunt down Manuel Koschneider, who is going to be in third. But and this is going to be such a close battle here, as they are now only 3/10 apart. You can see Aikman taking a little bit more of an inside line than what Manuel is doing there, but both of these Mustangs really showing some mettle, as it looks like last lap Aikman was turning a 20.39 to Manuel's 20.7, so Aikman with a little bit better pace right now, trying to find his way around Manuel Koschneider. Right behind him now, you can see your pro driver, Kurt Masler, another one of those drivers that started near the back under qualifying, starting to work his way forward as well. He is going to be right behind Aikman in that Porsche, trying to find his way around. Kurt, one of those drivers that's just going to be steady and fast all race long. He's just going to keep coming and keep coming, not making a whole lot of mistakes. And he is right on the back end of Aikman. He might be able to make a move here under the draft. Looks like Aikman's going to take more of a defensive line. Now he's going to come out, Curtis, and make that pass under heavy braking. So Curtis going to take 8th on the grid. And Aikman now going to follow in those foot tracks, trying to get that draft and see if he can help. Now he's going to pull out to the right-hand side. This battle is not over yet. Now Kurt taking a wide entry to turn 1 is going to secure this pass, I do believe, as he gets through these S's. If he can nail these, I believe he's going to space himself out, and yes, he does. To Aikman, we're going to go right back up here because these battles are not over. Trevor O'Neill has fallen off of this pack just a little bit. We are going to put your leader here of Michael Hickman up now 3.5 seconds on these drivers, second, third, and fourth that are here on the screen. That is Ben Lawrence, Ernie Francis Jr., and Miles Gilsinger. Let's go back, Brian. We're going to check on your driver here of Tyler Crawford. Tyler running 6th in his division. Nice and clean. All the fenders nice and clean on this driver. Roy's going to be right in front of him. Only about 0.8 of a second. He's going to have a little bit of a blinking issue there. But doing really nice under that braking. We're going to see if we can bounce off of him real quick. Now Christian Proctor starting to work his way back up. You can see that front end damage that he had with him and Jeff Perchowski when they got into it a little bit earlier. That sent Christian into the tire barriers. As they go into turn 1 here, I'm going to see if I can throw up a track map for you all. Yes, there you go. Now you can take a look. Now who we highlight is going to be their car number. Christian Proctor there in the green. You can see where he's at on the track. And now all of those drivers that are there in gray, those are all of your AM drivers. The drivers in the red are going to be your pro drivers. Does look like Christian is trying to flash Angel, let Angel know that he's got a little bit more speed on him. Now they're going to get really tight on this right-hander, and this is going to lead to that long straightaway. Right behind those drivers are Noah Zimmerman. We saw him on the initial start get way off of the track and make contact with the inside wall. He's starting to make his way back now. We're going to go right back up here now. Jeff Perchowski making his way through this field, now making that pass on Moskowitz. Moskowitz going to look to his right-hand side, not able to get that done. Jeff is going to hold on to the 6th position. Just battles all over this track here at Road Atlanta tonight in your round 3 of the USRA series. And as always, you can see that battle box there on the right-hand side. Everybody that we highlight and talk about is going to be highlighted in green. And those drivers in front or behind them on the track are going to show you in those percentages. So 1.3 seconds ahead of him is Trevor O'Neill. About 0.6 of a second behind him is going to be Wade Moskowitz. So we're going to hide that track map and we're going to check in on our weather. And as you can see, it does look like we are starting to get hotter and hotter through this night. Now, that is going to create some issues with these front tires as these drivers start to slide around just a little bit. We started this race at about 89 degrees. We are now at 91 degrees track temperature. 75 degrees outside, 11 o'clock in sim time. So these drivers are going to start to feel the burn just a little bit on those right fronts as they're searching for grip, especially here through these S's, as now we follow Jeff Prochowski through these S's. We got another battle right back here. Now we are all knotted up. We're going to pop our battle box up. Kurt Basler is in a fight. He is trying to get around Manuel. Now Manuel is third on the grid here for the Pros or the AM Series, and we've got Kurt in the Pro Series. He is trying to get by, and then you've got Aikman right behind him, starting to really flex the muscle of this Mustang. There's going to be a lot of action here as we come down this straightaway, and we're going to start this drafting and this heavy braking before we get to this left-hand turn. Let's see what's going to happen. Kurt really with a nice run out of that turn. He is going to have the draft. And it does look like he's going to look down under braking. He's going to get that pass done. Manuel now is going to slide back just a little bit on the grid. Now, as far as the AM position, he is still going to be third, but now he's going to come under fire by Mr. Aikman here for that third in the AM division. Yeah, Jacob in the chat saying, let's go Crawford. We're going to take a look. We will check in on him in just a second as we continue to see this battle here with Manuel Koschneider and Aikman Pollard. Mark Szymanczyk is still going to be your leader there in the AM division. Hickman now up to a 5-second lead. 5-second lead for Michael Hickman. He has shown some pace in these first two races, so really good to see him out front. He has had a little bit of some damage issues, some struggle issues in those first two races, but he has shown pace in both of those, so it's really starting to shine here tonight. Now Manuel starting to put a little bit of pace and space between him and Aikman after Kurt was able to get by. Looks like Manuel just settling himself back in and finding his way around that track. Now we're going to go right back here to Tyler Crawford. Tyler, in the chat, we can see in this Liquid Death Mustang, he is now fifth, sitting fifth in the AM division. Just one quick little off track that we saw from him earlier. After that and outside of that, he has really just been nailing some great lap times. Yeah, Tyler's doing a fantastic job. The Dillhoff there in chat doing a really good job in fifth. I do believe right now as it stands, this is going to be his best run so far of this USRA series. Let's go right back up here to your Pro 2 fight, as it does look like right now as it stands that second position there, Jake, is not really under fire, but this third position is. Ernie Francis Jr. now starting to have to defend himself from Miles Gilsinger. Miles, in this vet, putting a ton of pressure on him, and we're going to see if we can go on board. See if we can find an onboard camera here with Miles as we're going to ride around this track. A lot of correction on that sharp left-hander. That is a really hard braking zone there, as those S's were a downhill, so he had a lot of momentum coming down. Creates a lot of loose condition here in this vet, but he's able to get off that. You can see a lot of counter steer on the exit of that turn, really meaning that he's getting on those on that throttle a really early, trying to get a good run off of those turns and just getting that a little loose, as now it looks like we're going to have a yellow flag, a course caution is going to get thrown. I do show Noah Zimmerman as an off track. Let's go back and see if we can take a look at Noah. Yeah, Noah just getting off track again. He's going to take that over to the, oh, I thought he was going to take it to the pits, but it looks like he blinked out just a little bit. He is back on track, so this might just be a regularly timed full course caution. We're going to go right back up here and take a look at Mr. Hickman. Michael Hickman taking that lead away from Ben Lawrence really right off of the jump. Has not looked back, as Ben, having to fend off Ernie and Miles earlier on in this race, allowed Hickman to get away just a little bit. Now we're going to try to play some pitch strategy. So folks out there in the chat, what would you do right here? Are we a 4-tire and gas this thing up? Are we a gas no tire? Are we a gas one side tire? How are we playing this thing as we come through? We want to make sure that we're vying for track position. Again, Mark Szymanczyk is going to be your leader there in the AM division. Zachary Garrison is going to be second. Cole Schneider is going to be in third. Aikman in fourth. Tyler Crawford is going to be in fifth. In the pro division, Michael Hickman, Ben Lawrence, Ernie Francis Jr., Miles Gilsinger, and Trevor O'Neill are going to round out your top 5 there as well. "21 minutes here into this 65-minute battle. Again, round 3. Let's see if we can take a look at our weather. About 92 degrees. It's not a whole lot hotter than the last time we checked in. 1 degree hotter. That's not going to cause a lot of issues here, but I can tell you that 86, 87 from qualifying up to 92, these drivers are certainly feeling the difference there. We're going to follow Mr. Hickman all the way down. Robert Altman saying, I'd pick good tires and gas. I believe that's what you're going to see, Robert. I believe you're going to see everyone getting those 4 tires, especially under caution. You have a full course caution. You're going to have some time here, you know, on pit road. Better just to get the 4 tires, fill that thing up with fuel, and give yourself a reset here. All right, here they go, folks. Does not look like a whole lot of drivers coming down that pit road. Now, it does look like we're going to get a couple of wave arounds. Very, very interesting. Unless a pit road was closed. Not sure why we did not see anyone come down. I'm going to assume that pit road was closed. We're going to hop on board here with Mr. Hickman. As you can see, a lot of different dash views. If we just go from this McLaren, let's go take a look at Ben. You can see the difference there in this BMW on the dash from what you can see there in the McLaren. Ernie Francis is in the Porsche. Even different view. And not to be outdone, Miles in the vet. Here's what he's looking at. Looks like he might need to catch up here to the back end of these other 3 drivers. All right, so we're going to rack them and stack them all over again. Let's just reset this for you. In that pro division, your top three is Hickman, Lawrence, and Francis Jr. In the AM, it is Mark Samancic. Garrison and Pollard are going to be your top three. I am going to go right back up here to Hickman because I do want to see if we are going to get these drivers coming down pit road, and I don't believe we are, folks. So, we are going to have one taker, and that is going to be Mr. Ernie Francis Jr. Your third place driver is going to come down here, and he is going to come into pit road. Jeff Brachowski is going to follow him. So those pit roads are open. These two drivers are deciding to come down pit road. Now, they're going to have to start in the back of this field after they get service. So let's just stick on with Ernie, and we're going to see if he's going to take four, get fuel. He is getting up on the jacks. Jeff looks like it's going to be fuel only, fuel and go for that driver. Very interesting. Jeff deciding to take fuel only and not take the benefit. If you're going to start in the back of that pack, you might as well get those fresh tires on that car. Robert said everyone else pitted. You know that Aikman did. I do not show them as pitted, but I will certainly take your word for it. HT Racing said they missed the race again. HT, I'm not certain what driver you are, but man, we certainly hate that you missed the start of this one. It's going to be a good one. It does look like, for some reason, Ernie is staying in the pits just a little bit longer. I wonder if he had a bit of damage on that car. As now you can see the lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go back green. So, you know, very interested to see how Ernie is going to shake out here. He's going to be to the back of the pack. He's going to be about 20th on the grid. Now, not 20th in the pro division, but on the grid in general. Here we go. Now we are working lap 18, 26 minutes in. You can see that timer up at the top left-hand corner, 26:48 of an hour and a half. So drivers have plenty of racing left to do as they're going to rack and stack these drivers all over again. We're going to reset this as now with Ernie Francis Jr. going in. That is going to put Miles Gilsinger up to third. Trevor O'Neill's going to be fourth now. Wade Moskowitz is going to be fifth. And then we had Prochowski go in. As now you can see that pace car is going to peel off. That is going to put this back in the hands of Michael Hickman, and he is going to get an early start. And now it looks like Miles with a fantastic jump is going to be on the right-hand side here of Ben Lawrence. He's going to come down to turn one. They're going to be side by side, and they're going to actually touch just a little bit. Ben is going to hold tight to the outside. That is going to back Miles off. And that battle is going to be over as soon as it started. Mark Samancic had a fantastic jump. He is going to put about a half a tenth, now a 6/10 of a second over Aikman, there for the second position in the AM division. Now you can see Ben Lawrence closer than he has been to Michael Hickman in quite some time. He is now going to be able to catch the draft of this driver in the McLaren. He's not going to have enough time to make this move, but right behind him, Trevor O'Neill very well might have enough draft to make a hard braking pass. He's not going to be able to get this done. As you can see right behind him, Wade and Kurt are going to start battling now. These two drivers, Wade Moskowitz with a fantastic drive so far. Now, Mark Samancic is going to be right behind Kurt in your AM division, as we're now going to go right back here. You can see three Porsches in a row. And that's going to be Wade, Kurt, and Mark Samancic. Mark had to back off just a little bit, and that is going to allow Aikman Pollard, who is one of your strongest AM drivers, points leader coming in. He is going to be all over now the back end of this Marines Porsche. And this is going to be for your leader in the AM division. Now Mark with a fantastic run. This is going to be a really hard right-hander. Mark not sliding those tires at all, getting a great run off. Let's go back and look. It just looked like Tyler. I do not show that Tyler wrecked at all. I show just, oh, he does not have a rear spoiler. Front end with some pretty heavy damage. I do not show any wreck with Tyler at all. Give me just a second. Let's see if we can go back here and take a look. Tyler, he is wide open. He's in good shot. Oh, he's going to cross up right there and hit that inside retaining wall on that hard left-hander. And I will tell you what they say, folks. They say if that back end of this Mustang touches the wall, that rear spoiler falls off of there. That's exactly what happened to him. And that thing is almost undrivable at that point. So that is what happened. We're going to go back here at this fight. For your lead in the M division. Mark Szymanczyk has it. Aikman wants it. And it does look like that last lap they almost mirrored. Aikman just a little faster than Mark. Yeah, Dilhoff, Tyler's going to be just fine. He's going to come down, get that fast repair. Everybody works through a fast repair. He's going to get right back out on track. We'll keep an eye on him. He's not going to lose a lap. I do believe some of these drivers are going to have to come back down. So I believe he is going to be just fine. He's just going to have to get out here and start turning some really quick lap times, and you'll be able to keep track of those lap times throughout there on your timing screen on the left-hand side. So just keep an eye on him. We'll follow back up with Tyler as the race goes on. Now Mark's starting to put some space between him and that driver there of Aikman is now, whoa, Manuel is going to get off to the right-hand side. That is what happened to Tyler a little bit earlier. Manuel's going to have to get off of the throttle. That's going to allow Christian Proctor, who had that damage earlier on in that race with Jeff Prochowski. Now Jeff is going to take advantage of that. He's going to get by Manuel. Now you have these two drivers that got into it. A little bit of contact earlier on in the race. Here comes Jeff Prochowski and this vet trying to track down Christian Proctor again. As you can see now, Jeff is trying to fight off Manuel. Manuel's going to take that hard braking zone on the right-hand side and make that thing work. Oh, now he's going to be a little loose on the exit. That's going to give Jeff the opportunity here on the front stretch to get underneath of him. Oh, Manuel now off the track. We've got flashing lights behind him. Let's see if we can pop up the battle box just so you can see all the people around him. Zachary Garrison flashing lights here at Manuel saying, hey, hop back on the track. Let's see if we can get going, man. Jeff is going to make that pass. We're going to go right back here now to Zachary Garrison. We haven't talked about him a lot. He qualified extremely well in the AM division. He's going to flash lights again at Manuel. Manuel in that Mustang, all that horsepower is going to gear up here down this straightaway. We're going to see under this braking zone of this Porsche, a lot better braking system on this Porsche to be able to swing out, take enough of this draft to get underneath the Manuel. Manuel's going to take that inside line and start protecting immediately coming down this backstretch. Now it does look like Mark has slowed down just a little bit. Mark Szymanczyk was able to hold on to this lead here in the AM division, but now somehow Aikman Pollard has come up. Mark is struggling, and now Jeff Perchowski is off track. Jeff going off track here. Let's see what happens. He's going to take that a little wide. He's going to hit the left rear of that into the grass. That's going to get him off track. Something has happened to Mark Szymanczyk. Let's see. Let's go back and take a look at Mark. Oh, the same thing that has been a couple of drivers just off track there. Looks like that's going to break that car, folks. Mark is going to have to come down and go into the pits and take that fast repair. So that's where your driver leading that AM division with a huge misstep there, getting that car off of the track. Little bit of bump, damage in that car where he's going to have to come in and get some damage repaired. And we're going to go right back up here. Somehow there are so many things happening on this track. Miles has taken this lead over. Trevor O'Neill is going to be in second. Moskowitz is going to be in third. Kurt to fourth. And I'm going to see if I can go back and find out what happened to Hickman. It just looks like Hickman has entered the pits. I don't see anywhere where Hickman went off of the track. It just looked like he simply went into the pits to get that pit stop done. So that is going to turn this thing over to Miles. And don't look now, but Trevor O'Neill is starting to track Miles down here for the first position, not only in overall, but in that pro division. Miles with a little bit of a blinking issue. We're going to go here with Trevor. We're going to try to keep all of this straight for everyone as we go through tonight. But, man, there is a lot of action going on all the way through this track. Trevor just kind of showing the nose of that car to let Miles know that he's there. He believes he's a little bit faster and that he can get down into that turn a little bit better than what Miles can. Miles defending extremely well here in this Corvette. I do believe at this point, it looks like, man, Trevor just has a little bit more pace here than Miles. And as we try to keep everybody informed, let's see what happened to Carson Rowland. Oh, just another one getting bit there by that left-hander, getting right into the wall. Let's see what happened to Rory. Roy and Ernie getting into it there on the turn, going down that backstretch. And it does look like he's able to get that car back out on track. Now we're going to go right back up here to this battle for first position here in your pro division. And that is going to be Miles Gilsinger and Trevor O'Neill battling Chevrolet versus Ford, Corvette versus Mustang, owner versus owner. Hard braking zone here on the left-hand side. Now, this is the turn that is biting everyone. Super high-end turn. And as they're going to come through, this is a huge elevation change. Hard braking down to this right-hander here on the front stretch. Then they're going to have a high-speed front stretch down into a right-hander. Miles with another small blinking issue. It does look like Trevor is choosing to take that tighter inside line there on the turn, on the first turn, getting a bit loose through those S's, and that is going to give Miles just a little bit of breathing room. As now we're going to go right back here. Zachary Garrison still on the back end of Manuel Koschneider. He wants to look for a podium position here in this AM division. Now we do show Jonathan Marsh as an off track. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to Jonathan. Man, just don't know what happened there. Looks like he just got a little bit loose in the grass. Once you touch the grass in these cars and you're under braking, you were just along for the ride. And it looks like that is what happened to that gentleman. Now we come back. Zachary Garrison still on the back end of Manuel Kohlschneider. Manuel being in one fight after another tonight. This gentleman is going to be sweating himself to death by the end of this thing as he is scratching and clawing for every square inch that he can get. You can see a little flash in the lights there by Zachary. Jeff Prochowski's not going to be too far behind these two drivers as he's had to work his way back from taking that pit stop a little bit earlier to now 5th on the grid. As you can see him back there in that black vet, starting to work his way forward. Zachary still putting the pressure here on Manuel, coming through these S's. That Porsche able to really hug those curbs and get up on them. Manuel taking a bit of a wider approach in this Mustang. It is working out for him. Not too far behind Jeff Prochowski. I saw in that screen Ernie Francis Jr. working his way back up as well after that pit stop. We're going to go right back up here to Trevor and Miles. This battle has not cooled off at all. Now, as a matter of fact, it's getting a little bit tighter. Don't look now, but Wade Moskowitz starting to put some pressure on these drivers, only 2.5 seconds behind them. Where is Michael Hickman? Right now, he sits 7th on the grid, a 19.430 last lap. So he is turning some amazing lap times. He's about 0.6 of a second faster than these drivers here, but he is also about 23 seconds behind, coming down and taking that pit stop. Again, we can see Trevor taking that tighter line on 1. Miles taking the wider exit on turn 1. Both of these drivers getting through these S's really well. Woo, it has been wild, folks. Now 41 minutes of an hour and a half, 65 minutes. So we don't have very long to go. Only 24 minutes left in this race. And now, as this cools just a little bit, we're going to go back here for 3rd on the grid as Kurt starting to track down Wade. We said Wade was about 2.5 seconds behind, and he is still catching your 2 leaders in Miles and Trevor. But don't look now, right out the back is going to be Kurt. Kurt starting to put some pressure on Wade now. Robert White with an off track. Let's go back and take a look at Robert. That's just going to be under heavy braking there before that long straightaway. And man, if you have to go off anywhere, that is not the place you want to do it because you lose so much momentum. As you can see, Robert with some pretty heavy front end damage on that McLaren. All right, right back up here. It does look like Kurt is now starting to stretch this thing out. Wade Moskowitz now behind him. Kurt in 3rd. I want to go back and take a look at this pass. Kurt making this pass on Wade. Looks like Wade's going to just pull over here to the right. Going to allow Kurt to go by, saying, hey, man, you're faster than I am right now. We'll see if we can run these 2 leaders down and fight another day. Zachary Garrison here fighting with Ernie Francis Jr. It does look like Ernie's able to get around him. Now Jeff Prochowski is starting to put some pressure on Manuel. Manuel just 0.4 of a second in front of him. Again, Jeff and Ernie starting further back in the pack as after that caution, they went into the pits to get tires. Now we show Robert White as crashed. Let's go back and take a look at him. Robert, we saw him with that front end damage a little bit earlier, and there he is again with that damage. And he's just going to take that wide. Wow, what a respectful move there by that driver, letting those overall leaders, the leaders there in the pro division that are fighting for position, able to move over and let them go. Now Noah Zimmerman is showing an off track. Again, that same spot that is biting everyone has bit Noah. Let's go right back here up front. This battle still waging on. This is for first. This is for first in the Pro Division and first overall. Just a quick update. Hickman has passed Rory now. Put him into 14th in the overall standings. Hickman, with such a good run early on, has started to back himself up just a little bit. That Corvette to me just looks like it's got a little bit more front tire, a little bit better turn. Of course, that Mustang has a lot of grunt, a lot of exit speed. As you can see right there with Trevor, taking that tighter inside line, going into these S's, has a lot more straightaway speed and a lot more exit speed. But man, this Vet is turning really well through these S's and down the track. That last lap, 19.865. Your leader there in Miles Gilsinger, your second place driver, Trevor O'Neill, a 19.865. So both of these drivers mirroring each other. The only faster driver on the track right now, 19.513, and that is by Michael Hickman, 7th in the Pro Division, 14th overall there on the track. Now, Christian Proctor is going to be your leader here in the AM division, along with Aikman Pollard in second. Manuel has been in third all night long. He still remains there. Dakota Howard, Zachary Garrison is going to be in fourth. Dakota's in fifth, and that's going to round out your top five there in the AM division. Let's go back here and take a look at this pass by Ernie Francis on Manuel Kohlschneider. Manuel, third in your AM division, is going to let this pro driver just go right on by. He's going to have the inside line there into this sharp right-hander, and he's going to let Ernie get on by him, as that is not his battle tonight. Right back here, Zachary Garrison not allowing Manuel to get away in this pink Porsche. This fight has been going on for multiple laps. It still wages on 46 minutes into this hour and 5-minute race. Zachary Garrison on the back end of Manuel. Let's see if we can get on board with Zachary. I believe we can. There we go. You see, really, the key here on this right-hander is just to get a great exit. If you get a great exit, like both of these drivers, but Manuel, fantastic exit here, coming down this straightaway. It'll put enough pace and enough space between you and the driver behind you where they can't draft up to you there. But, man, I don't want to stay there, but we can't. Because right here, we have a battle for the lead. Now they are nose to tail, tucked in that Mustang right behind this Corvette. Oh, Trevor's going to try to take a little bit more evasive move there on the left-hand side. Not able to get that deal done just yet. Now Miles hitting these S's. It's a hard left-hander right here. Both drivers nailing that. Little bit of the off track there on the right-hand side of the tires. That's where a lot of those drivers make some mistakes. Neither one of those drivers doing that right now here in your Pro Division. Yeah, Robert, I missed your crash. I'll take a look at it. I did see some front-end damage from you a little bit earlier. We'll take a look at that as this is going to calm down just a little bit. Let's go back, see if we can take a look at Robert and see what happened to him. He is down here under this heavy braking zone. Now, this is just where you got out of the way here, Robert, for these other drivers. I don't show anything in my live screen where it showed that you had crashed. And now we're right back up here to this battle for the first position. These two owners here of the USRA, and they are battling it out. It's the first time all season long we were able to get these two drivers tied up in a knot against each other. Both these drivers run endurance races together, and here they are, one in a Corvette, one in a Mustang, and they are going to battle here for the first position on the track. Man, both these drivers getting a really good run there. It doesn't look like Trevor's able to quite get to the back end of Miles. Miles in that Corvette able to get a lot of front end turn on this car through these turns. It's going to get Trevor just a little late on the throttle and not able to quite get on the gas as much as he needs to tighten this lead up right here. But now Kurt is not too far behind these two. So if they tangle up, you're going to see another quick little battle. And that is going to be what Kurt is hoping for. Oh, Trevor, just a fantastic run through that quick little chicane and this hard right-hander. This is high-speed turn here. Both those drivers not even needing to use those rumble strips. Miles again with a little bit of a blinking issue. And we're going to go right back up here and take a look at this as now Jeff Prochowski's able to get by Aikman Pollard, or Aikman Pollard now starting to put a little bit of pressure on Jeff. And that is a pro and an AM driver. So we're going to go back up here, take a look at these two. Yeah, Robert, if I missed that, I apologize, sir. I don't see it anywhere on my timing screen. I did see that front end damage, so I did miss that wreck. We try pretty hard not to miss those things. All right, Miles looks like he's able to stretch this out just a little on Trevor. Trevor driving that Mustang in pretty hard. And I don't think he's pushing this thing quite as hard as he needs to. They've got about 14 minutes left. See if we can go back up and peek in on Ernie Francis Jr. This driver, he is your leader in that pro division in points. He is now 6th in the pro division, starting to put some pressure on Aikman Pollard as Jeff Prochowski was able to get that pass done on Aikman. Now Ernie started to put some pressure on him as both of those drivers, Jeff and Ernie, going into the pits under that caution. I believe Jeff was a fuel only. Ernie took tires. We'll go back up here and take a look. Now a 1.2 interval there to Trevor. Trevor, maybe with a misstep here or there. I do show Rory Stumpf as going off. Let's take a look at Rory and see what happened to Rory here. That was not Rory. And it doesn't look like we can see. Let's see if we go. There he goes. Oh, yeah, he was way, way off track there. Going into those S's. So turn one, just overshooting that. You can see that pretty heavy damage on the front end of that Porsche. Let's go back and take a look at Aikman and Ernie. This is your closest battle here on the track. These are two drivers, an AM and a pro driver. It looks like Aikman is 2nd on the field to Christian Proctor. In your AM division, Ernie is 6th in the pro division. Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. Say, let's go Ernie there in chat. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens. Because they went in a pit. Him and Jeff Prochowski went in a pit under that caution. So going to be very interested to see how this is all going to play out. What in the world happened here? As it does look like now Trevor It showed that Trevor passed Miles. Let's see what happens here. All right, they had a quick little switchback, and it does look like Miles was able to hold on to that lead. And now, Miles out to about a 2/10, but my goodness, it's heating back up, folks. Yeah, so Jake, P1 through 4 did not pit. I believe, Jake, you had Ernie go in and Jeff Prochowski win it. Wow, Miles just loose going into that turn. That is definitely going to open the door here to Trevor. He's going to be on the left-hand side. This is a right-handed turn, so Miles is going to have the preferred line. Trevor's going to stay right up against him. But if Trevor can get a good exit here, he's going to be able to draft off of the back end of this Corvette. So, Jake, just going back to that, it did look like Jeff Prochowski went in, got tires, and I'm sorry, it looked like Jeff got fuel only, and Ernie Francis come in and got tires and fuel, and they both started in the back of the pack, so they've been working their way back up ever since. Now Ernie's up to 6th, Jeff is up to 5th, respectively. My goodness, these two drivers matching lap times here and there. Trevor trying to find a way around Miles, just hoping for an accident or mistake. And it does look like now he's going to be on the right-hand side. Miles is going to shut the door. Trevor has consistently there in turn 1, ran right up against that white line and been able to outbrake and outmaneuver that turn 1, but that pass just not able to get done quite yet. Noah Zimmerman did get by Angel Rodriguez there for 12th, and it does look like Angel was able to pass him back. So we're going to keep an eye on that race as well. Ernie is now working on the back end of Aikman, and we'll go to that once this thing cools down just a little bit. Ernie trying to get past the second place driver there in the AM division. Oh, now Trevor's going to take a right hand. Now they're going to come together super close here. Miles under heavy braking, able to make that turn just a little bit better. He's going to get off track on the left-hand side. Trevor, big out of the throttle, is going to back him up quite a bit, about 4 or 5 tenths, with only 9 minutes to go. These two drivers so close in lap times. And it did look like Miles there kind of put a little bit of pressure on Trevor, making Trevor slow down under that heavy braking zone. I want to go back and take a look and highlight this driver here, Christian Proctor, with a fantastic run last week at Long Beach. And here we are again after an early incident with him, and Jeff Prochowski has battled his way back to be your leader in this AM division, making a pass there on Carson Rowland, just putting that driver a lap down. Rooting for Ernie and Proctor. Well, I can tell you, Christian has put a 7.5 second lead. Mark Samancic with such a good run early on. He got loose there on that left-hander after the S's and that downhill, and it looks like he maybe damaged the toe link on that car. He had to come in the pits, and man, that really opened the door here for Christian. Back up front, this battle is not getting over. We are going to run this thing for about 6 or 7 more minutes. Trevor, again, super tight to that inside line on turn 1. Able to get a fantastic run. He just can't capitalize on it here. He's going to have to find another passing zone. As maybe there it is. No. Miles able to hold him off. And man, Kurt just sitting back there matching these lap times, actually a little faster last lap. Now Trevor is going to get off track just a little bit on the left-hand side of that Mustang. That's going to slow him down just a little bit, allow Miles to sneak away about 2/10, 2 car lengths. That's going to allow Kurt to get even closer to both of these drivers. Now it does look like Trevor's trying to battle his way back, just been a little bit off cycle there. Getting himself out of rhythm as Miles trying to battle this driver. I do believe Trevor has a little bit more pace, but he can't find a way around Miles right now, and he is right back on the back bumper of this driver. As both of them going through this downhill elevation. Will one of them make a mistake on this left-hander right here? Looks like both of them nice and clean out of that turn. Only 5 minutes to go, just a few laps here at round 3. A battle for your pro division, first and second. Miles, a little bit of a blink. Trevor's going to get just a bit squirrely on the exit there of that turn. That's where he needed to capitalize. That's where he needed to be close to be able to catch that draft there of Miles and get him down this heavy braking zone. Let's take a look at Jonathan Marsh with another off track. Jonathan coming through the S's. Oh, again, is going to hit that curb. Oh, and that is a pretty heavy impact there to the left-hand side of his car. Now right back up here up front. The gap now at 0.8 of a second. So starting to cool just a little as we now have 4 minutes to go. Just a few laps left in this. Ben Lawrence all the way back. This driver with such a great start. Ran second for so many laps. Now fighting his way back up into the top 10 on the field. Noah Zimmerman showing that he has crashed. Let's take a look at Noah. Man, that turn has just really cost so many drivers tonight. Jeff Perchowski crashing. Let's see what happened to Jeff. Oh, again, he's going to get his tires off in the grass. That is the second time Jeff and that Corvette has done that, and that is going to loop him all the way around. Let's go right back up here up front. This battle not giving up. We only have 3 minutes to go here in this race. Miles Gilsinger looking for his first win, not only as a driver here in USRA, but as a co-owner of this league. Trevor O'Neill, the other co-owner of the league, all on the rear end of Miles Gilsinger. Miles turning in some fantastic laps. I will tell you, Trevor has put pressure on this driver all the way throughout this race. Miles has kept his cool, stayed in contact with the track, and has been able to run his pace. Christian Proctor still your leader there in the AM division. He is up now 7.8 seconds over your second place driver there of Aikman Pollard. Aikman, your points leader coming in, is going to have another great day. Oh, it does look like Miles bobbled a little on the exit of that turn. That is going to tighten this up just a little bit now. Kurt Basler finding some speed late. He had about a 2.4 gap, now only a 2-second gap between these two drivers. Trevor is going to have to pull something out. Just a few laps left to go in this race. Miles just turning it up, finding some fantastic pace. Qualifying well, staying up front. Trevor's found some pace all the way throughout this race. I do believe through these S's, and this turn in particular there in one, Trevor has something there for Miles, but I do believe through the rest of the track, Miles not only able to hold serve on Trevor, but able to get a little bit of a lead and a gap on him, especially down that backstretch. This is your closest battle. Every other position on this track, even overall positions, up to 1, 2, and even 3 seconds ahead. So this is it, folks. Certainly appreciate everybody joining in here at the American Racing Network. We are so happy to bring you round 3 here of USRA here at Road Atlanta. We're going to go to Road America next week, so make sure you tune into that. But we have had a lot of fireworks early and often here. Ernie Francis Jr., your points leader, not able to quite find the pace that he was able to do in the first 2 races, sitting now in 5th position. Miles Gilsinger starting to walk away a bit from Trevor O'Neill. Only 15 seconds left to go. Hey, Barry, I certainly appreciate it. He said, thanks for the great commentary. Thank you very much. We try hard to bring you as much excitement and enjoyment as we can, and I hope you enjoy watching it as much as we enjoy calling it. I know each one of these drivers and have a blast rooting for every one of them to have a great race, so we certainly appreciate that. And now, as you can see, time has now expired. Miles Gilsinger with a half a second lead up on Trevor O'Neill. And I know we have stuck with these drivers all the way throughout. Christian Proctor is really close here to Wade Moskowitz, but those 2 drivers are not fighting for a win. Christian Proctor up 9.2 seconds here in the AM division. These are your 2 drivers that are going to battle. Now it does look like Miles is going to take a left-hander to try to block any sort of draft that he can get here down this backstretch. He's going to be able to take this through that hard braking zone. Trevor doing everything he can, but folks, that's not going to be able to happen right now. As long as Miles can hang on to this lead here, he is going to come out through that front stretch and blink just a little bit, but he is going to take your win. And Kurt Basler is going to come home in 3rd position. Christian Proctor is going to carry your lead for the AM division. And we will show these drivers as they come through. Christian Proctor being your leader in the AM, and your winner, Aikman Pollard, coming home 2nd. Zachary Garrison is going to come home in 3rd as he now comes through and past that turn 1. So let's just run this down for you. In that pro division, Miles Gilsinger picking up your victory. Trevor O'Neill is going to be in 2nd. Kurt Basler in 3rd. In your AM division, again, Christian Proctor in 1st. Aikman Pollard in 2nd. Zachary Garrison is going to come home in 3rd position. So we're going to see if we can hide this now. And we are going to pop up let's see if we can get some of these drivers here and see if they're going to be in our waiting room. And it does not look like they're in the waiting room right now. So what we're going to do is going to show you our stats and our winners for this race. So again, you're going to see this, folks. Every one of your drivers that are there in red are going to be your pro drivers. So let's have a conversation about them first. Your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd positions: Miles Gilsinger, Trevor O'Neill, Kurt Basler, 1, 2, and 3, not only on the track, but in your pro division. Wade Moskowitz is going to finish 4th in the pro. Ernie Francis is going to finish 5th, and so on and so forth. In your AM division, and we're going to see if we can just highlight just the AM. There we go. Christian Proctor, Aikman Pollard, Zachary Garrison, Manuel Koschneider, Angel Rodriguez is all going to round out your top 5. Dakota, Mark Samancic, Rory Stumpf, Noah Zimmerman, Tyler Crawford, Carson Rowland, and Robert White are going to round out your top 12. In the pro division, Miles Gilsinger, Trevor O'Neill, Kurt Basler, Wade Moskowitz, Ernie Francis Jr., Jeff Perchowski, Michael Hickman, Ben Lawrence, and Wes Amick are going to round out your 9 drivers here that were in your pro division. So overall, there you have it for round 3 here of the United Sim Racing Association. We are going to see, let's see if we can hide that. And we are going to see if we can find Mr. Miles. And we're going to pop up some of his driver details. And let's see if we can go back to Miles and get a few laps prior to his victory here. And it does look like we have some drivers here in the waiting room. So we're going to see if we can call up Mr. Miles Gilsinger. So let's see if we can bring him here in the booth. Miles, this is John Ross. You got a copy here in the booth.
Yeah, John, how you doing, buddy?
Woo, man, it was a fantastic race. Not only, man, sometimes I'm so glad to be up here in the booth and broadcasting versus racing because, man, you guys put on one heck of a show. And, it looked like Jeff and Ernie chose to come down pit road there. And it looked like you guys stayed out on that caution. But, man, you and Trevor had a fantastic battle. I really thought Trevor was better in turn 1 coming down through the S's. But the rest of the track, it looked like you had, quite the advantage, especially on that last straightaway. You were able to really get off of that turn strong and put enough gap where you didn't have to worry about that drafting. So you tell me how the race went for you, sir.
Yeah, no, it went really well. I was like really itching to have a battle with Ernie and Ben and Michael, and then I don't really know what happened with the pit snafu there. Like they didn't go in and we did, and that was kind of weird. So once that happened, and I saw that Ben and Michael didn't go in, Trevor and I were kind of like talking, and we're like, hey, we have to stay back. They're completely different pit cycle. We need to be safe on this, and then we can duke it out between ourselves, which is what we ended up doing. For me, as the race went on, the track got hotter. At least that's what Trevor was telling me. I wasn't really paying attention to what the spotter was saying, but track got hotter. The Chevy definitely gets a little bit snappy. I had to play with brake bias a little bit to mess around. That Mustang really has a great job usually coming off corners. It was killing me down, on the exit of kind of over that crest, and the exit down at the bottom of the S's. Trevor did a great job. He just continuously gets better and better and better. It was overall really, really fun race.
Well, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about the race, but I got to tell you, it was great to see you two drivers and this USRA, this creation of this league has really come out fantastic. The generation of the Pro and the AM has put a ton of excitement, not only there on the track, but it really has in the commentary, and we see a lot of battles throughout the track as we try to keep track of the Pro and the AM series. But talk me a little bit through, the creation of the series and where you go and really what it's like for you to battle, your co-league owner here coming down the stretch here in race 3.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, that's not what we're aiming for. We don't want it to just we don't want it to be me and Trevor up front. We want it to be our participants and our entrants and them having fun. Obviously, I'm not going to shy away from having a nice battle every now and then. So that was fun to have. But the creation of this has been awesome. It's been a better turnout than we wanted, honestly. This whole season 1 is really for us to get our feet wet and get us going. But it's been so much more than that. We didn't plan on broadcasting, but you stepped up for us and did a great job. So, it's really catapulted us to the next level. And obviously you can see our turnout's been fantastic. We've had continuous people coming back each week. Everyone seems happy. Our Discord's a lot of fun. We have a guy in there, Robert White, which is a blast just to listen to, or I guess read. He's definitely our rules expert. I'll just hint that at. But overall, like Rory, Wade, Manuel, Angel, Josh, and yourself, John. It's just been a collective effort, and everybody's been so great with each other. A lot of things with series is sometimes you get butting heads, but we truly don't have that amongst our group. Everyone understands, like, if we have something that we disagree about, we talk about it as a group, and we hear each other out. So I'm really thankful for those guys. I'm really thankful for the league. I'm thankful to my family that allows me to do this every Tuesday and Thursday. And I'm thankful for you, man. We really appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, well, we certainly appreciate you bringing us on board so that that we can commentate for it, and we're very happy to do it. It's fantastic racing all over the track, and one of the things that we talked about last year and even this year, Miles, is really the respect that everybody shows out on the track. You don't, we'll see off tracks, we'll see some wrecks, but we don't see a lot of drivers getting into it one race after the next. A lot of respect out there, and what a heck of a battle you and Trevor put on. Congratulations here, picking up the win in race 3. That's really going to catapult you up in the points. So looking forward to next week at Road America.
Yep.
Fantastic job for you, man. And I'll turn it over to you, Miles, and let you give you some more shout outs.
Yeah, no, I think I shouted out everybody I wanted to. I think I'll just kind of touch on what next week's going to look like. Obviously, next week is definitely Road America, and it's going to be rain, so it's going to get a little bit more spicy and a little bit more slick. Myself, I think I do really well in the rain. Between my real life experience and then the sim experience. So I'm looking forward to it. I know, we have other people in here that have real life experience, such as Ernie. So I'm interested to see how, he does with the rain. I'm interested to see, and the other thing too, we're going to have some promotions and demotions as well with Pro and Am. So you might see some different names in different classes, and points be a little bit shuffled after this. And this will be the only shuffle. And everybody will have a chance to change a car just one more time. Other than that, I will say one more shout out to all the admin team. Great guys. I wouldn't want to do this with anybody else.
Man, well, you have done it, and you put on one heck of a show tonight. So, sir, we certainly appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, John.
All right, thanks, Miles. All right, so there is your winner, not only in the overall, but in that pro division. What a fantastic job by Miles Gilsinger. And as you heard it, folks, we are going to have a little bit of a shuffle. Everyone is going to get one more chance to change their car if they don't like the manufacturer that they have. And that's going to be between week 3 and week 4. So we're going to see that next week. And we might have a bit of a shuffle for those drivers that they want to bring up to that pro division. And that might be one of these drivers, and not only one of these, but maybe this driver right here in Christian Proctor. Let's see if we can bring him up here to the broadcaster booth. And Christian, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, you got me.
Well, man, I will tell you, I do have a copy, and this Scooby-Doo machine has put on one heck of a show the past couple of weeks, finding yourself in the winner circle yet again. A little bit of an issue there with you and Jeff earlier on in the race, but what a bounce back victory for you, putting on about an 8-second gap between you and second place. So walk me through your night, sir.
Man, came in tonight, wasn't feeling the greatest about the race, not gonna lie. Car felt really, really slick as temperature got up. But yeah, me and the 3 got into it, coming up to the long straight there on the back. And I thought my race was done there. Luckily, I didn't have too much damage, so I stayed out, hoping for a caution. Really was just waiting for my pit window to open up. I just pit in and get the fast repair and keep going. Caution came out, perfect timing. I mean, it couldn't have been any better. But man, I just fought my way through. Me and Aikman battled there for a little bit, coming down to the S's, and just pulled away from there.
Well, it looked like the track changed about 4 to 5 degrees throughout the course of the race. I think it started about 87 degrees track temp, and then I think it wound up about 91, 92 degrees. Could you feel a difference throughout the race that the track was getting a little greasier, a little slipperier?
Oh, yeah. When I started, my overlay was saying it was about 83, 84, I think. And then by the time we ended it, I think it said it was like 103. Actually, it's saying 108 right now. But yeah, the car got super slick as the track temp went up. But I felt like once I was low on fuel and track temp hit right about 98, car handled exactly how I wanted it to. It was a little slick, likes to rotate in a little too much, I guess you could say, for the setup going into turn, but it's the way I like to drive it, and felt really good. It was pretty quick for me.
Well, so there is a big shakeup happening, Christian, as you know, between week 3 and week 4, because we have the opportunity, 1, to maybe shuffle around the Pro and the Am, and 2, to potentially change manufacturers. Do you feel like you might have a mix-up on your own here?
I'm definitely going to stay with the McLaren. I didn't like how the Corvette really ran with these setups. Don't like exactly how the McLaren's running, but I'm quick with it. I love it. But I am afraid I'm going to get bumped into that pro division.
Well, that might be coming later on this week, and we will be sure to bring you that. But man, you have put on one heck of the show here in that Scooby-Doo McLaren. Not only have you been fast out on the track, but I believe you have one of the favorite paint schemes that we see here in the chat. So, Christian, fantastic job for you here back to back. Certainly appreciate you being a part of this here at USRA. We'll turn it over to you, sir, and let you give your shout outs.
Man, I just want to thank the team, Subpar Motorsports. There's a couple of us out here. It's shoot, hold on. I'm gonna forget someone. I gotta pull it up real quick.
Okay.
It's me, Ernie, Carson, Zach, Marsh. I'm forgetting a couple. I think maybe Robert, Rob, Marty. We call him Marty. And I'm not sure if Aikman's in it or not. I can't remember. Because he wasn't in our voice chat, but I think Aikman's in it. So there's a couple of us out there, but I just want to shout out the team, man. We work together, help each other out, and push each other further.
Well, man, we certainly appreciate it. It's a lot of fun watching you come back through these fields, especially with the issues that you had earlier on in this race. Great to see that bounce back race, and really looking forward to seeing you next week as we come through. Maybe a shakeup in the AM and Pro division. We'll see what happens next week.
Let's see.
All right. Thanks, Christian. Have a good night.
Appreciate it, you too.
All right, so there is Christian, your AM division winner. Could potentially be a pro division driver here by next week, and we will bring you all of that spiciness as we come to you next Thursday at Road America, another heavy draft track with a lot of quick turns and some heavy braking. So look to see some familiar faces up front, and maybe some new drivers there in the pro division, and maybe some new drivers in the AM division. So we certainly appreciate everyone tonight coming in and supporting us here on the channel. We would love for you to give us a like and a follow, but we will see you next week, and thank you very much for tuning in.
In the pit lane, the engines roar. Driving GT3, we crave for more. Season 1's electric, the thrill ignites. Racing hearts under the floodlit nights. Adrenaline rush, we're breaking free. Side by side, it's you and me.